Stuff with the third type and final type that we got to find, and that's if you're missing an angle. So if we just said the tangent of angle A is 0.632. Okay, now if we look down here on this sheet, we would want to find which one of these in the tangent is closest to 0.632, which would be between these two, right? So that means it would be between 32 and 33. So we'd estimate it. What is it? 32.3. So you figured out already, or you remembered how to do it? Okay, we don't want to use the chart. So the way you solve this is to get the A by itself, you got to get rid of the tangent. And it's the same rules as solving equations. You do the opposite, which is called inverse. So to get this over here, all it does is if you move it over, it just changes to inverse with a -1. So that's where on your calculators you got to use the keys above the sine, cosine, tangent. Now you'll only use these if you're finding an angle. You use the regular ones when you're finding a side. So if you do tangent inverse of 0.632, it's 32.29, which is 32.3 degrees. A equals 32.3 degrees. Now, this is exactly what we're going to be doing. It's just they don't give us the decimal right away. It would be like this. Okay, if we had, it's going to be a different number, but say this is angle A, and this is 8, and this is 5. Tangent of A equals opposite over adjacent. So this is an actual decimal, right? 8 divided by 5 is 1.6. So the way you'd find this is you would just move the tangent over, and it tells us that A is equal to then the tangent inverse of 8/5. So on these calculators, you got to do the 8 divided by 5 first, and you got to remember to press equals. If you don't press equals, the 5 is the number that they do tangent inverse, the very last number. Then you press second function, tangent, and it's 57.99, which would round to 58 degrees. Okay. On these calculators, you can just put it in exactly. Tangent inverse, it puts the parenthesis, you put 8 divided by 5, and then press equals. Okay? Now, here's the difference. What we're doing today is when it says solve a right triangle, that means find all missing pieces. Okay? So this one is kind of hard to see. It's 58. We found one thing, you got to find the other angle, which once you find it, remember these two got to add up to 90, because this one's 90. So you just take 90 minus 58. 32. And then there's one more thing that's missing. The side, which, since you know these two, you could just do the Pythagorean theorem. 9.4. You'll always find, when it says solve a right triangle, you're always going to find 3 things. So, here's one. The missing side is easy to do. It's 8 squared plus 4 squared. Square rooted. 8.94. So 8.9. Then we got to find the angle. Doesn't matter which one you find first. We'll do B since we did A before. Now, since I know all three sides, you could use any one of the trig ratios you want. Sine, cosine, or tangent. But just so you know, since this has been rounded, you probably wouldn't want to use it. Because if you use one thing that's rounded, your answer is going to be a little further off, possibly. So you're better off using these two. Tangent. 4 is opposite, 8 is adjacent. Tangent of B equals opposite over adjacent. So, like I said, before the ones we did, it's either this one was missing or this one. Now it's the third and final type, it's the angle that's missing. So you just move this over. B is the tangent inverse of 4/8. What is it? 26.6 degrees. And then all you got to do to find the third angle is subtract that off of 90. 63.4. So there's 1, 2, 3 things we found. So you're either going to know two sides, and you got to find the remaining side and the two angles, or you're going to know a side and an angle. So if it's like this angle is easy to find. These got to add up to 90, so just subtract it off of 90, and you get 37. Then, to find P and Q, it's just like the problems we did yesterday. You can use either angle. I'll just use this one. Now, if I'm looking for Q, I got to use 30. You use sine, cosine, or tangent?
Opposite hypotenuse is
sine. Q is opposite, 30 is the hypotenuse. So the sine of 53 equals Q over 30. So we take it times 30. $23.95, which is 24. Okay. And then again, are most of you, once you find 2, are you doing the Pythagorean theorem? That's the quickest. 18. 30 squared minus 24 squared, 18. That sounds right. So the only added thing now is, if we know an angle, we can just subtract from 90 to find it. If we don't, we're going to have to use the inverse key to find one angle, and then you just subtract it off of 90 to find the other one. Let's see if we got a different one here. Okay. Okay. Here we got they're shooting a hockey puck. The goal is 4 feet. They shoot from 35. The angle of elevation of the puck is 7 degrees. So what they're wondering is, will the player score? Will the puck go in the goal? So what we got to do is figure out what this is. If it's less than 4, it'll go in. If it's more than 4, it won't, right? So in order to find that, here's the angle. This is opposite. This is adjacent. So that's tangent. Tangent of 7 equals x over 35. Opposite over adjacent. So we just take it times 35. I don't think it will. 4.1? 4.3?
Yeah, 4.3.
4.3, which means the puck will go right over the top.
Oh.
Now here's the same problem. They're shooting from 27 feet. The goal is 4. They want the puck to go in. So they're wondering what angle, what's the maximum angle that it could go up at. So we got to find the angle. So you use tangent again because this side is opposite and this is adjacent. Tangent of x equals 4/27. So you move the tangent over. X is tangent inverse. 6.1, I'm guessing. I'm just guessing.
What the heck?
Oh, I was. Oh, they're closer. They're not as far. I was thinking the last one. It's 8.4. So 8.4 degrees is the maximum it could be to still go in. I guess 6.1 because this one was 7, but they were further away. That's what I did. Okay, so we'll do a few together.